We're live.
Boom, baby.
Boom! Post zero.
Here comes
We're the men.
Yeah, we gotta get an intro.
I know. I'm working on it.
You had me thinking about that too. Gosh.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Don't worry. It's like
Oh,
you
dear.
have to. I have to like be equal to or top the Red Evening intro. That's a hard job to do.
Yeah, it's a tall order. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is a very tall order, man. It's like, what do you expect from me?
I still need to finish up the Culture Warriors new intro when we start that, when we can get that going again.
Yeah,
yeah.
This is
Yeah.
almost Culture Warriors. You can almost call it
Practically is.
Culture Zero.
Need to have like a crossover or something.
Yeah.
Post Warriors.
Culture Zero. Post Warriors. Yeah, I like that. Post Culture.
We've got X Runner 55. I have an affliction, and the only prescription is more cowbell. Exactly.
That's hilarious.
Remember when SNL was funny?
Yeah, it's never gonna
Kind of.
happen again.
No, did you see they did a thing with Dave or Pete something, and they parodied the Ken song?
No, I have no clue what's going on with SNL and for like the last 10 years or so.
Yeah. All I know is I don't hear enough about Pete Davidson or whatever. I'm like, I don't care about that guy.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's the bug face guy who isn't Dave Wiskini.
Yeah, that guy.
That's him.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh my
see.
God.
Boom. So before we get into the whole no prescription thing, because we are not doctors, we are not certified medical professionals. How have you guys been?
Been all right, man.
Yeah.
Just had a kind of like a chill Saturday yesterday. Went to the gym, which is always nice, and that's basically been it. I mean, we had a fun episode of Red Evening on Friday, which was a good one. I actually went back and listened to it. We had fun.
Yeah.
We did our best.
Yeah, exactly. You were pulling in like the B squad, at the last moment to try and keep everything together. So yeah.
If you have a problem and if you can find it, maybe you can hire the B Squad.
Oh man, that'd be great if we can get a Culture Warriors intro like that. It's like if you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if they can actually schedule their episodes, maybe you can hire.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That would
stop
actually
being so busy and working all the time, and
Look,
Yeah, I know.
right?
just calling it. I'm face. Just calling it. I'm face of the 18.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd put you as face. Yeah.
No.
I don't know who's going to be BA. I think Gov actually would fit BA pretty well.
Yeah.
Nuke.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I can see myself as both Hannibal and Murdoch. So,
Doesn't Murdoch ever get his sanity back?
I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. Ask Ryan or something.
Or is it known how he lost his sanity even?
I don't know. I'm like I've seen maybe like one or two like actual episodes of the A Team as opposed to like the memes everywhere. So
Like I said, I haven't watched A Team in ages. We're still waiting for Nuke. He is about to show up, I presume, because he is up. He is awake.
Yeah.
And he's
Oh, there
coming
we
in
go.
soon. He's
Yeah,
coming
there
in
we
soon.
go.
There we go.
he's got to fire up his Texas internet there.
I was about to
his
say,
his wiring up internet.
Yeah, he's got to
cranking it
crank
up
it.
now.
Yeah, he's got to crank it by hand,
Yeah.
which is why
Crank up internet. That's
yeah,
the
exactly. That's why sometimes his camera gives out. He's got to go off screen and quickly crank it up again. Yeah.
one. But it's the same
And
with
then-
Troy. It's the same with Troy Francis because at a certain point he had like this super fast internet and still didn't work. It turned out to be the laptop.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
it. Yeah, I had to crank up my Texas internet too, and so everything I say right now is actually what I said 10 minutes ago. I'm just that good.
Oh, that's great. You know, you guys need to get like a Conan character on like the Wheel of Pain, basically to keep your guys' internet going.
Yep.
Just
Yeah,
constantly.
exactly. That's a good idea.
I mean, Gov is from the deep south. I'm sure he can make that happen.
Yes.
No, too
True.
much. Too much.
Amazing.
Edgy too.
I love the edgy.
These people know what I'm about.
Oh yeah.
So, to get into the topic a bit, why doesn't Red Pill do prescriptions? Why doesn't Red Pill do prescriptions? That's one of the biggest critiques this space gets. But in all honesty, like, we might not do prescriptions, but we do a whole lot of strategies. In all honesty.
I mean, if somebody throws like this argument at you, you can kind of just toss it aside immediately because they haven't done any of the research. They know none of the material. They don't watch any of the podcasts. They don't read any of the writing. They don't look at the old posts. They know nothing about where the space started and where it's come from and how it's developed over the last 20 plus years. This is always just an argument from somebody who's ignorant of the material here. And simply put, why we don't give prescriptions to people. I mean, we could just look at the three of us on this panel right now. All three of us are radically different from each other as it relates to our jobs, our goals, where we live in the planet, and all that stuff. So to give like a broad prescription for the three of us is just nonsensical. And if you're looking for prescriptions, go follow a anonymous masculinity guru account that has 300,000 followers that does nothing but tweet rational male quotes and provides nothing of substance. There's your prescription for you.
Prescription drugs. Here you go.
Here you go. Sun your balls. Yeah, there's your prescription.
The only thing that I've seen everybody agree on is lift.
Yep. Yeah.
Only that's if there was a prescription, it is lift.
Yeah.
Get your head out of your ass and into the gym.
Because that can be not only physically improve you physically, but also mentally, emotionally, and so forth. Because it's proven to have that kind of an effect. But I mean, that would be the best number one solution, I guess, if you will. But how many people actually do that anyway?
Well, yeah.
I know a couple who do. Hawk went to the gym. I went to the gym this morning.
Yeah.
You are getting your stuff
Yep.
back in order
to
go back to the gym.
Yep, most certainly. Yep, that's happening.
So why do you guys think it's such a big criticism of this space that we don't do prescriptions? Even like why it is a criticism?
Because I mean, everybody has a different prescription. There's no be all end all solution to one person. That's what I've always thought. It's like Hawk said, we like the three of us, we have three completely different lives, different locations, different situations in our lives, and we all have to take care of them ourselves and figure out how to do it for ourselves. We don't need to go to somebody else to do it, or at least we shouldn't. And that goes for anybody.
Well, there's a couple things going on with this. First of all, I think why this space gets a bunch of rocks thrown at it for the we don't give prescriptions thing. I think that comes in like direct competition and contrast with people that do. And so like when we're sitting over here saying, oh no, we're not giving prescriptions for people, everybody else, the guys that have no frame and the shit they say, just immediately spurg out in response to that. And, think, what, you think you're better than us? You think you're above it all? Well, all this stuff, like not giving people prescriptions. The hell is wrong with you? I've got all the secret answers. This is why you shouldn't be listening to these guys kind of deal. You guys, surely you guys run into these people all the time on Twitter or anywhere else.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I have learned to mute. I am following the way of Rob and just mute.
Oh yeah, dude. I probably mute like one or two people that even follow me. Like I do it like at least like once or twice every like day or every other day or so. It's like somebody says something. Like, my account's getting big enough now where you're getting a bunch of like the masculinity, like guru type accounts that are following you to try and steal your tweets, and just like, nope, muting you. I'm not having any of this crap.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Speaking of Twitter masculinity guru, hey Nuke.
What's
The
up?
man
It's
who
your
ruffles
favorite
the feathers.
Twitter. Do it like me. It worked for me, person.
Yeah.
So, you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yes.
Coming
How
in a
have you
little
been?
late. Yeah.
About 5 seconds later. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, your camera's like synced in with
Um,
your audio like 5 seconds late. So like when your lips move, the
That's-
audio comes in a little bit later. It's weird.
It's that Texas internet again. It's us. Yeah.
Mm. They got too many
it
people
must
moving
be
down
the
there, man.
Texas Internet,
Mhm.
but,
No, but from my end, it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. It's not bad.
Mhm.
We all got jokes.
too many people logging in and playing Call of Duty.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Have you moved up the rank?
1 second.
Uh-oh.
About 5 seconds for us.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, God.
So there you go.
We can just make this the Anon show, It's like we'll all just go like this. No, my face is too pretty. I think
that's actually kind of funny when you switch to the hippo because now I'm like a giant bird of prey looking to come after you.
Dude,
It almost
have you
looks
ever
like it looks like Nuke's shot is like the body and you're the head there, Hawk.
It's like one of those animorphs.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
He's in the middle of an anamorph there.
No, but seriously, have you ever tried to mess with a hippo? Those creatures will mess you up.
Oh,
yeah.
dude,
They're mean.
those things scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
When I was out on safari, dude.
God.
Yeah,
Man.
very dangerous.
Yeah.
They have hippo alarms in Africa, and it's not for the women. Ow!
Ow!
Ow! Yeah, hippos are. I saw a video the other day of one eating like a whole watermelon, just biting down on it like it was a friggin' apple. I'm like, golly,
That's your head. Yeah, that's your head when it grabs you.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing on YouTube. Like I remember this. Like my dad told Tori when he was in Burundi, they had like the hippo attacks. She immediately went to YouTube looking up survivors of hippo attacks. All these videos. It's like, what the hell? Look at this. It's like, damn.
Yeah, they're
Like there was
dangerous,
one guy survived after being swallowed by one of those things. He was
Damn.
in its throat.
That guy must have needed a prescription after getting attacked by a hippo.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've got
Hey.
I've got a friend of mine who's a professional hunter and he's a guide out in like Tanzania and Cameroon and such. And when he was guiding, anyone who's a hunter in the chat will know this guy, Jim Shockey. He's one of these guys who've had a hunting show for forever. But on one of their episodes, they were in Tanzania on a hippo hunt, and they got it all on camera. One of them comes running out of the reeds right at him, and my guide takes up his rifle and shoots it right in the face. They got it all on camera, like 15 yards. It's nuts. Well, but they're scary, man.
So it's like dating in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Thank you. I'll be here all day.
I need to get down there. I've never been to that town.
Why? You want to go hunting?
Well, I mean, I always want to go hunting, but
It's a weird place. Louisiana's a weird place.
Yeah, I've never checked it out. No, but it's one of like the oldest cities in America, New Orleans. So
Yeah.
No, I was just picking a random city that I know is well.
Anyways,
Nuke, how have you been?
Wait for it.
I've been good. I've been working a lot. But finally I finished my project, so I'm back to streaming this week. So nice to see you guys.
Likewise, man. You've been missed. So, what are your thoughts on the whole prescription thing? Why don't we do prescriptions? Why get people angry that we don't do prescription? And why do people get angry in general when they don't get a prescription?
Well, on both sides of it, the people that sell the prescription are mad that we don't do prescription because it kind of like exposes them. Like a lot of brands are all ego, like it's do it like me, it worked for me. And when you don't do it like them and they see people that are happy not doing it like them and starting to like think for themselves, it kind of like threatens their brand. So I could see why they wouldn't like that. And then on the side of the people who consume this stuff, they're terrified of making themselves their own point of origin and doing things their way within the confines of reason, reality, and putting themselves first. So they trade in the woman that they used to put on a pedestal. Now they put a guru on a pedestal. They need to follow and worship something. They cannot live life like putting themselves first and thinking of themselves first. They need something to look up to, you know. And a lot of people could argue, like maybe it's because there's a lack of like moral or religious kind of like, it's like, you know, we're not as religious as the countries we used to be, so we don't look up to a higher power. But I would just say that men always need someone to look up to, and it's never themselves, and that's sad. Like, why not just trust yourself to make the decision you need to do? Trust yourself to carry on in life and do what's best for you. And if you mess up, forgive yourself and move on. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Pretty much. Like you mentioned the mental point of origin stuff. And what I see a lot of is that guys can't even answer the question, what do you want?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know you
That's
brought that up a lot.
Yeah. Absolutely true.
Like that's what I see a lot of, where you guys don't do prescriptions. It's like, yeah, we don't do prescriptions because when you've like found TRP and you kind of acknowledge the fact that yes, your Disney idealization was a lie, you've been pampered a bit about the world and things like that, you kind of figure out like, okay, now that I know all that, what am I going to do about it? Well, depends on the individual. Really depends on the individual.
What's your
That's
plan?
What's your plan?
Yeah. What's your plan? Because that's why I ask, like, you know all the problems of society apparently, and you're an expert on this stuff, but like, what you know, what action are you gonna take besides just talking about the problem? You know, like, what's your solution? And a lot of people come up short, and it's just like that's the part that you're missing. You need someone. You need a Trump. You need an Andrew Tate. You need you know, you need
Peterson.
someone. Yeah, you need a Peterson, a father figure to like tell you, like, it's okay to have people you confide in for advice, like your own dad. You know, your maybe people more experienced in your field, in your career field, maybe a family member, a friend. But you don't need someone to like tell you what to do in the morning, your morning routine. Like, hey, this is the millionaire mindset routine in the morning. I walk, you know, I run 2 miles, and then a lot of people
Take a
realize they
cold
wake up at 4
shower.
a.m. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and then they wake up at 4 a.m.
Pussies.
every
I
day.
wake up at 3.
Yeah, because Jack told them to. Master millionaire mindset, Jack told them to. And then they realize like 4 a.m. sucks. Like, I did it in the military for years, and I'm still like, that sucked. I didn't feel better in the morning. I was still mad and in traffic. Wasn't in a better mood. I didn't get more done. I was just simply tired earlier. That's all it did. Like, and for some people, they need to wake up at 4 because they have kids. They want to get a workout in, and basically you tailor suggestions and stuff to your life, and then you realize like, okay, there's things I really can't do that hundreds and thousands of men have said don't do this, and I'm like, there's something to that, because there's hundreds of thousands of men who've come over together in forums in real life and conferences and on YouTube channels to be like, hey, we all did this and none of it worked for us, right? Like, for example, putting women on a pedestal, or, you know, setting yourself on fire to keep others happy. Usually people are unhappy for that. But there are things that, like, I can't tell you, hey, eat slonk raw eggs every day, because if you don't, you won't save the West. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things that have to work for you. And you know, there's like, and the thing is too, a lot of these people, especially the females that come on these podcasts, they talk about like men like being these like stupid and super impressionable idiot guys that like, we're the reason that they don't want to settle down, and we're the reason that they want to sleep around. I'm like, no, it's not that. It's that a lot of people are waking up to the fact that they want to do what's best for them. And for some people, that's getting married. For some people, that's being single. For some people, it's being a single dad. You know, for some people, it's just doing whatever they want with the confines of the law. And that ultimately pisses off everyone from the turbo OnlyFans hoes and thoughts that have all these theories on why we're the way we are, to all the way to the Ben Shapiros that want you to get married, that chase a woman down for 3 months and beg her to marry you. Like, it's because ultimately the biggest boogeyman in the room, and that's why the red pill is like kind of hated, is because we're telling guys, do what's best for you, but here's what worked for me. And that's it.
Like, don't let a guy do what he wants. Don't let a guy pursue the thing he would love to do, because by God, if he isn't self-sacrificial, no one's gonna get saved.
How dare you
Yeah.
have your own solutions? How dare you
Don't buy
enjoy what you
Pokemon
like?
cards, Jack. That's not like the path
Eat a
to
dick.
happiness.
Your shadowless Charizard out of here. No, we can't have that. That doesn't save the West.
I mean, Jack's response right there is the healthiest attitude to have on it when it relates to all this crap, whether it's men or women getting up in your face telling you that the stuff that's going on in your life, you got to go this way and that way and do this.
Mhm.
It's like, bitch, are you fucking me or are you paying me? If not, then get the fuck out of here. I have
Yeah.
no patience for it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not, just eat a dick. Eat a big, fat, throbbing, thick dick.
Yeah.
That's all I'm telling you. And that's all
Yeah.
you're allowed to do, in my humble opinion. Where it's like,
no, that
don't tell
doesn't
me
save
what
the
to do.
West either.
Well, the West never saved me either.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why would I want to fix a society that broke me? That
Yeah.
really ran me through the meat grinder. Now it's not to say I'm going to commit crime. It's not to say that I'm not proud of my service in the military. It's not to say that I don't love this country. But at the same time, like I need to be smart about this. I can't go to the Capitol and rush the Capitol because save the West, and then now I what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
At the same time, like I'm gonna buy guns. I'm going to talk to women. I'm going to enjoy the freedoms that I have, but at the same time, I'm only gonna sacrifice for people that are worth it. Like maybe my mom,
Oddly
maybe my brother.
Oddly
Yeah.
specific order. Gonna buy guns. Talk to women. It's like,
Yeah, and
this is just normal American talk here, Jack. I don't know what the hell you're thinking is odd about
the
this.
European mind can't
I-
comprehend
look,
it.
I-
Exactly.
Look,
exactly.
I've seen your women. I get why you want the protection. As a European, I am at a disadvantage.
Hey, man, I'm close to getting my buy one get one free gun at the liquor store. So I'm saving up enough points.
Look, I can't wait to get my complimentary gun when I open a bank account there. I'm
You
so
just have to come to
excited.
Texas and
Oh,
you'll
yes.
get two.
Yeah, yeah.
They give you one when you cross the border into Texas.
Yeah.
They give you
Yeah,
they
it's,
give you a rifle. It's old,
Yeah.
but they're saying
It's buy one
here
get
it
one
is.
free right now.
Yeah.
Come through El Paso. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Go to Costco. They have deals if you buy 6-pack.
Yeah. You buy a pack of gun and you get a box of ammo. Especially during times when they try to threaten the United States with empty threats from across the world. They give more ammo to people.
Yeah.
So actually, you just gotta support Kim Jong-un a bit, where it's like, hey, those Americans, huh?
Yeah.
And then they make it cheap for us. They're like, oh, okay, well, hey, Merry Christmas, everyone. Everyone's getting ammo.
Say whatever you want, but I did think that was one of Trump's best moments, where when somebody please of his depraved and starved regime tell him that I have a button too and mine is bigger. It's like, oh,
And it works.
it worked. Everybody was losing their minds. Like, why is he showing dick measuring behavior? Why is he so childish? Blah blah blah. It's like, look, we're America. We got the bombs. North Korea. You sure? You sure? It's like,
You sure about that?
yeah, you really want to do this? Like, kids in the playground, one's got a big stick, one's got a smaller stick. You're not going to motivate the kid with a big stick to hit the kid with the bigger stick, It's like,
And it's funny. Everyone follows and is willing to do all these things for Trump, and Trump got there to where he was by putting himself first. Obviously, when he started running for president, he understood that there's a responsibility. At least we think, right, to running the country. And he thinking about it, he did put his pretty lavish, cool life of being a loved celebrity aside to do the president stuff. But you understand too that we also don't like when men make themselves a point of origin. But at the same time, the ones that do usually are the ones that are the most followed and appreciated and, seen as a kind of martyr or leader in society, whether it be
it's the great man of history thing. Yeah.
well, speaking of that, how many guys are waiting hand and foot for Trump to tell them what to do?
Yeah.
That's also
Trust the plan, Patriots.
Yeah, that's also one
Patriots
of
in
those
control. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that's also one of those things where these guys hop from father figure to father figure, from celebrity to celebrity, first it was Peterson, then it was Tucker Carlson, then it was Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, Andrew Tate, Trump, you name it. Yet instead of asking themselves, what do I want? What can I do? They wait hand and foot for their celebrity to tell them what to do.
Instead of wanting
Yeah.
to be an individual themselves, it's almost like they want to be a collective with these father figures and be just like them.
Yeah, they want to be part of a team. But yeah, I mean, Coldbug was talking about it in the chat earlier, and I think he's totally right. I mean, it's just like Nietzsche says, it's master versus slave, and most people are slaves. And I don't really think that's a bad thing either. Just think it's a natural byproduct of being human.
That is a norm, yeah.
It's how we survived for tens of thousands of years. So
yeah.
I don't cast like disparage upon these kinds of people, but it just comes down to, it's like, well, who do you want to be?
I would love to have your opinion on this, but real quick before we move on, Juando for the €2 super chat. Thank you very much. I do not have the applause button on me, but I do have this. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. €2, Comrade Jack. Tell about your free healthcare. It's not particularly free, but it is better than that of the United States. Because, by God, I've seen your healthcare, and
it's only because you have fewer fat people. That's
what?
why.
Don't be surprised about that.
No, it's America. Like
no, America just has more people overall. Like our healthcare isn't that great either. But like, I am just so surprised that like you guys still don't have it figured out. But I think there's just too much. I think there's just the government's too big to get it right, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well,
everyone's out of shape too.
Like, yeah, that's the big thing. It's just that the people are unhealthy.
Oh, but that's happening here too. That's happening here too. I remember being in Philly and things like that, and the population wasn't much larger than here.
I would firmly believe that has to do with not only people are lazy and they're not wanting to work out or anything, but also the stuff that they consume, like the over processed foods that they consume.
Yeah,
America's I highly believe. I will take it to the grave that I highly believe that some of that food will mess with their mental ability to, I believe that their laziness comes from some of their diet as well.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly. America's food is such poison, and it's such a farce because we have the most fertile land on the entire planet.
And then it also doesn't help that you have like the big food companies and like the FDA, things like that, telling you that those processed foods are what are good for you, while the less processed, more natural foods with 1 or 2 ingredients in them are the ones that are bad for you, and you have to watch out. You have to make sure you won't get a heart attack from them. Your cholesterol's too high, things like that. It's all backwards.
Your bread is like, what? Like, compared to European bread, it's like, what the hell is this?
Yes. Yeah, it's true.
Other than that, your steaks are great. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, we have the best meat in the world in America. Yeah. It's not even close.
Also, we don't walk. Like in Europe, is like walking culture. You can walk to a lot of places and take the train.
Yeah, that's the thing that always motivates me too. It's like I kind of want to keep saying I want to get a bike or something like that so I can use that as my main source of transportation, because I highly believe in using what I have as little as possible to keep it surviving and keep it going. And like my vehicle, the more I drive it, the more it's going to have wear and tear over time. I'd rather just, have a bike to take around and cherish my more expensive stuff more because of that. And I'd rather walk or ride,
The bike's great, but right now at the moment, I'd rather go by car. It's like, oh god,
really?
It's too chilly.
Yeah,
it's too depressing outside where it's rainy, it's cold, and it's dark.
And see, that's my favorite type of weather, so maybe that's why.
He quits caffeine. Favorite type of weather is dark, depressing, and damp.
Now,
just tell it. Like, where did you hide the body? Okay.
Now hold on a second. I did before I even took a body. Finally, I did jump back into caffeine, so you can be happy about that.
I am.
So that's a sense of normalcy. It's okay.
Coldbug says, "Why ride a bike? There's women drivers."
Inshallah. Hey, that's when Saudi Arabia went downhill, man, when they allowed women to drive.
It's so over.
It's so over.
It's so over. We're so over.
But need to come back. I wanted to ask you guys something, because a friend of mine and I have kind of a sort of mentality. Although he got out of it, he is now a business owner. He works in carpentry right now. But we used to have this thinking process of freedom in slavery. And I saw it in Cappy's books as well, where you look at the current situation you have, where it's like, okay, I'm going to need a job. That's going to be the thing. I'm going to have to earn money, blah, 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 blah. But they don't tell me what I can do with that earned money. They don't tell me where I need to get that job. And they don't tell me how to do that job. Well, sometimes they do, but it kind of makes sense. Where it's like, what can I do with the set of rules I've been given that works best in my benefit? That's kind of what I've been doing for a long time, where it's like, okay, I need to get a job. Okay, well, what do I want out of a job? I want the least amount of hours for the most amount of pay, but I also want the least amount of mental stress, where it's like no office politics, no bullshit, no hand holding, looking, always being worried about the way you walk kind of shit. No, just do my job, leave. And then with the money, it's like, okay, I want to be in a position where I don't have to earn as much money that I have to spend all my free time working. And with the money I do earn, what I want to do is invest it to the point where I can even work less. That's kind of what I mean with freedom in slavery, where it's like, well, you kind of have to be. You have to be an employee. But how you are that employee is all up to you. Am I making sense here?
Yep, totally.
Nuke?
Yeah, like there's a lot of examples of like different, like something with the red pill is that we kind of defined this shit like a long time ago, but people are slowly kind of making up or finding out about things we talked about a long time ago with their own examples and their own life experience, which is a form of the red pill. Is just, it doesn't mean that you putting a label. It's just basically making observations and perfecting the way we do things, or just we care about what works and what mentality works. And ultimately, if people just really started thinking for themselves and, really kind of look, I always tell my friends, like, if you're dating, you should practice it with extreme pragmatism. Like, take your emotions and your ego out of it. For guys, it's easy to take our emotions out of it, but it's hard to take our ego out of it. And just think, like, what is really going on in this dating market, right? Who's right, who's wrong, and what we're, a lot of podcasts and a lot of like I call them the apologists, are saying is that your experiences don't matter. Our data, our scientific data from a questionable study, and my experience as a woman who's never sat in front of a girl and had to charm her way into her pants, right? This is the right way. And it's bad, not because the advice is bad. It is bad, but it's bad because you're trying to tell men that their own experiences and their gut feeling and their intuition doesn't matter, that they're crazy. It's the great gaslighting of our time. And I'm like, no, dude, look, this is what worked for me. Go out and see it for yourself, right? Go do this thing that I did that worked for me. Try it out, and then come back to me, and I'll be like, it worked. Oh, cool. And I'm not gonna feel like validated because it worked for you. I'm just gonna be like, interesting, like now we're connecting dots. But if it doesn't work, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you did it wrong, or oh, too bad, so sad. I'm gonna be like, okay, well, dude, it worked for me, it didn't work for you. Okay, cool, moving on. And people hate that because it's just so it just solves problems. It's like it solves too many problems. Like when you solve problems, people don't make money. People don't make money on YouTube. People don't make money in healthcare. Like you tell people, instead of getting on drugs to fix their problem, you tell them, hey, go for walks every day with your dog. Go for a walk. That means you're getting sunlight. You're burning some calories. 10,000 steps a day. You'll burn enough calories to lose 2.5 pounds a week. You're seeing people's faces. You're saying hi to old people in the morning. You're saying hi to other people. Maybe you're chatting up somebody. You're stretching out. And also walk is good for your mental health because like and that solves like mental health problems. It won't solve them completely, but it helps. And it's just like, no, you have to go on this antidepressant. You have to, cut out meat, all these things. And it's just like, no. Thousands of people from the times of Socrates said the best thing to do before a big decision or when you're stressed is to go for a walk. People have been talking about this for thousands of years. Same thing with the red pill. You can come up with new age data. You can, run from it. Like Thanos said, run from it, hide it. It's all the same. Ultimately, it's not that there's a prescription. It's just observations, and you do with maybe you can't walk in the morning, man. Then you walk at night or something, right? And again, when you have a set of observations and action plans that solve problems, and people can't extract money from that, they start to get a little annoyed, And the OnlyFans thoughts, the male apologists, the scientists all hate the red pill because we don't give prescriptions, but also we give the power of choice back to men, and no one likes giving choice to men. I noticed that, and that sucks.
Yeah.
What is Rolo's? It's okay. I can do this. Nothing is more frightening yet attractive to a woman than a man who knows his own value.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
that's just one of those things. That's just one of the things. Nuke almost got me going off a tangent about the walking and the taking pills instead of.
I knew you would like that, but it's true. It's definitely true. Like walking.
There's a situation now a little close to home where somebody has been hospitalized, and I've been saying it for years, and now they are. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow, and I've seen it time and time again, and it's kind of like it sucks. It sucks, but it's like. You don't say it, but to yourself, you think, I done fucking told you.
Yeah.
Done fucking told you.
Goodness.
But I mean, you see this all around, and a lot of people I can't blame because a lot of doctors, just is there a word for that? So here in the Netherlands, the first doctor you see, the first line, we call that a huisarts, which means that's like your family doctor kind of thing. You see that one first, and that's usually the guy who sits there and listens to you, and he even Googles the symptoms and is like, "Oh, it's probably this." That guy.
Yeah.
Or am I telling you something completely?
No, we've got that.
Yeah,
and
then they'll send or a family doctor. Call him something.
Yeah, or a general practitioner or something, and then they send you to a specialist afterwards.
Yeah. They wouldn't even send you to a specialist always, but then you mostly get the arbitrary advice, or they send you to somebody to just take pills, and that's it, kind of thing.
So they give you the easy way out, basically. The easy way that's not necessarily the best way, though. It's not the way that, like, the best way is often the most uncomfortable way. From what I've learned.
It's not even uncomfortable. It's more like, look, clean up your diet. A minimum. Look, I don't get this. I have seen so many people having a diet. I've seen this in vegetarians and vegans and whatever. They get zero protein. The cornerstone, the building brick of the human body, and they get nothing.
It's all
it's literally why human beings evolved to be the apex predator on the planet, is because we took so much protein.
And I say I throw in uncomfortable because I'm saying, like, it's outside of what they're used to. So for them, they don't want to commit to what should be the new norm for them, which was, probably the better thing for them in the first place. And, in this case, consuming protein, you'd be better off consuming that than almost nothing but carbs, and then, whatever small amount of proteins these veggies might have for them, something like that, for example.
I have changed my position on protein shakes. I changed my position on them.
Yeah.
Where it's like for some people, it's just a lot of hassle to change their diet all at once to get like whole foods with so many protein. Get the shake.
Yeah.
You were down on the shakes, really?
Yeah, I'm not because a lot of people use them as a cope.
Yes.
And that's why I'm not a big fan of them. And 9 times out of 10, if you've got your diet in order, you don't need them. You only need a minimum of 1.6 grams of protein per kilo of body weight.
Yeah.
So it's a little over your body weight in kilos times 1.5. little over that. Now,
protein's
for
good. I mean, the shakes are a good filler, I guess, but yeah, it's still, you'd still be right that
it's still a supplement. It's still a supplement,
right?
So what I would advise most people is get your diet in order first, and then when you look at the portions and blah blah blah, and then you still have a difficult time getting the amount of protein in that you need, then I would say get the shake. Other than that, no. Otherwise, it's a big no on my end. But like with the situation I'm in now, I'm kind of like, look, you know what? Fine, I'll bring it to you. Boom. But yeah, but fortunately, the person in question, the hospital food is they're taking the right choices. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm like, oh, okay, somebody's paying attention.
Yeah,
Meat and spinach. Meat and spinach. It's like, okay. Took you long enough, but sure.
That's good.
We are getting way too derailed here.
Yeah, to bring it back here, I mean, I think another reason the not giving prescriptions also scares people, like in the audience kind of deal, because it's like, okay,
audience, don't be scared. We got
yeah. Well, not in ours. Our chat is the best, of course. But yeah, absolutely. But to your average Joe out there who doesn't listen to PÖST ZERÖ, those those schmucks.
Yeah, the people who listen to like Rule Zero, it's like, oh,
yeah, exactly. Who would listen to that? Yeah, no. But yeah, it's like people will be afraid to understand that, like, hey, the responsibility falls on you at the end of the day. Everybody who wants you to go back and say, oh, you got to return with a V to the church and things. It's like, okay, well, are you actually going to be there to pick up the, the pieces and suffer the consequences of your shitty advice if it doesn't work out for me? No, you're not going to. So why are you giving people the advice if you're not in a position to be, punished for giving shitty ones? I had this hilarious fucking tweet this week. I won't say this guy's name, but this guy because he's like constantly retweeting all of our stuff and such. And he was getting in fights with people in my comment section, telling people that like they shouldn't be doing drugs. It's like, well, why the fuck are you telling random ass people online you should be doing drugs? I just quote tweeted him and said, the easiest thing in the world is to give advice, quoting Diogenes Laertius. And he comes running in and he's like, oh yeah, I know. I'm just trying just doing this little thing to help these guys, not knowing that I'm making fun of them the entire time. He's just completely playing into it, but yeah, there's constantly guys like that who are not going to be prepared to suffer the consequences of their own choices. And that scares people. And I don't think that's necessarily entirely irrational either, especially, growing up in the West these days where, there's basically like no accountability held for basically anybody, on all stratas of our society, so I don't necessarily think it's like a totally irrational place that a lot of people are coming from. But
you see it in the fitness industry as well. And I've made that comparison before between the sphere and like the fitness industry. The need for hand holding is so large that these days you can just spout anything and people will take it. I remember there being magazine ads for night protein, like protein you can take at night for muscle building while sleeping. It's like, what?
Isn't that casein protein?
No, it was literally marketed as like night protein
might be
for when you sleep.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's great. Build muscle in your sleep. That's a perfect marketing tool right there. That'll draw people in. They don't have to do anything, just sleep. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just get the food.
They found him. They found him.
Awesome.
FBI,
European emergency
exactly.
FBI. But if you just get your diet in order, you don't need. That's why I'm not a big fan of the supplements. It's like a lot of it is just marketing. Same as pre-workout. I know you're a fan, but just get black coffee. Although, like,
the thing is that Phil Foster gave me some, and it's I enjoy it.
I've never had it. Like, I've heard some horror stories about certain pre-workouts that are no longer available on the market. Where I'm like,
Jack 3D. You guys remember that?
No, I never had
that
it.
One rings
like
a bell.
Like you have my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
I think it had
Like,
methamphetamines or something.
what?
Wow.
Well, I mean, the
The
original
golden age of
Coca-Cola.
lifting before he became gay.
All
Yeah, well,
these
lifting-
drugged up lifters.
lifting is lame. Like we have like a circus. Like, okay, everything is kind of like a circus right now. It's very strange. There's nothing like we're in a weird place where like being a fan of something or doing something could be exhausting if you like go online, because like let's say you go to the gym and you get a good pump, you're like, yeah, I got a good pump, and then you go on Twitter and now like everyone's up, like jimmies are rustled because some girl reported a guy for standing near him or standing near her, and everyone's like, oh, you can't even go to the gym tomorrow. I'm like, dude, you can go to the gym, bro. No, this never happens. This is like, and even then, there's video evidence that the guy didn't do anything. Like, you're safe. Like, stop being so, relax. It's not a big deal. Red pill, oh, she's gonna leave you if you don't make a certain amount of money, or it's just like, relax, dude. There's people who make under 6 figures that are like getting laid more than all of us combined. Like,
the
fucking
average
relax.
American income, is $65,000. So just saying, because like I went on tomfoolery and we were talking about that, and I'm like, look, you do realize that whole 6 figs thing is just bullshit, right? The average American income is $65,000. Are you telling me that the average person is not getting laid at all? Like, seems a bit unbelievable, doesn't it?
Well, yeah,
Like-
I mean, in combination with the people that are like giving prescriptions and lobbing bombs at us for not giving them, there's also an entire grift network, no matter what, side of the internet you're on, that is trying to get people fed on outrage bait and convince them that the whole situation is way worse than it actually is. It's like, oh man, do you know about hypergamy? That means that the second that your woman isn't outside of the kitchen and sees a man that looks better than you, it's so over. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
I hate those tweets where it's like, if your woman has a job, her boss is her alpha.
Fucking
Like,
shut up.
Yeah.
Just fucking shut up.
What?
Or I
That
want
one
like
gets me.
that's one of
Have
the
you-
last things. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Have you met most managers? Have you? It's like,
Have you met most people? Most people are unfuckable. Most people, I live in an area where there's a lot of attractive people because it's like a very, fitness oriented area. There's a lot of trails.
Nuke just went to Texas and he was taken aside. Just like, no, you're too good looking to live here. Come with me.
He's very right, though. He's very
This
Well,
is the good looking people neighborhood.
if I
You
told-
don't live here.
If I told Governor, he'd be like, yeah, it makes sense. Well, it's because
Yes,
it's like,
it does.
it's, but the thing is, when you go outside of that area, you see that everyone is like over, like just their bodies are a mess. And, you don't have to worry. Like, if you're fit, you don't have to worry about it too much. You're already a walking anomaly, you just don't see it because you're always at the gym or you're hanging around fit friends or you're in a fit area or, you talk to fit people. But like, I went to Lockheed Martin, I was at Lockheed Martin for a couple weeks, and I got to see about like 300 or 400 people a day, just walking through the factory and walking through the admin buildings and all that stuff. And dude, I was like, I've seen about one fit person per day. And that's with the shirt on. It could be a mess under that, but like one fit person. And it's just like, holy crap, like, what are people worried about in terms of like, getting their girlfriend taken away from them, if you're fit,
I know, right?
Yeah.
Real quick, Alex Patino for the $5 heartfelt. Thank you very much. Let's go.
That's like our substitute for Mish not being here.
Yeah, exactly. He is the token Arabian.
These super chats far too accurate for said people.
Yes.
Oh god.
There we go.
He almost broke me. No, we need to break Nuke. He's back, so we need to break him.
Oh, that's
Uh-oh.
right. Yeah. Breaking.
We need to have a dark joke. People who ask for a oh, by the way, thank you very much, Alex, for the $5 heartfelt. People who ask for a prescription are, from my perspective, the type to ask, tell me how to wipe my ass and when to wipe my ass. It's like, you're not wrong, Alex. You're not wrong.
Do you do it in a vertical or circular motion? Like, yeah, exactly.
What works for you?
Yeah.
You get
Why
some
not
water straight up
horizontal?
Yeah.
Hey, now
Hey,
we're thinking.
come out with a new course. Put it on Gumroad.
Exactly.
That's the
You know-
secret to success.
You know,
Horizontally
it's
wiping your ass.
interesting because like the final stage of the red pill is like you finally start getting, you know, a little female attention, or your relationships are fixed or whatever. And you start realizing like, hey, I can be myself. I just have to be attractive version of myself. And I could still like have nerdy hobbies. I can still not have to do certain what my guru tells me. All I have to do is become more attractive version of myself and touch grass. And we're like, yeah, that's what it was, dude. You can go
Hold up.
watch anime. You can have nerdy hobbies. You can be a silly dude, but like just be attractive, you know, version of yourself and get the right mental models and, you know, your covert contracts and outcome dependence and you know, all these things, nice guy syndrome. You get rid of it and all of a sudden everything clicks and then you have this inner peace. You're like, hey, and then you see it from the outside looking in. You're like, everyone's really mad because they're trying to be something they're not in order to impress people they don't like for a little bit of box, you know, for a crumb of pussy, you know.
Just a crumb.
Please say a crumb of pussy.
May I have some more?
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Dark Knight Dev for the $5 heartfelt. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. People would rather trade one boot on their neck for another. Yep. Like Pavlov's dog, afraid to leave the cage. So men are raised as defective women. You're not wrong there. It's like, it's, what was it? There was some guy on Twitter who even said, these red pill men need Jesus. I'm like, sir, I'd rather trade the boot on my neck for no boot instead of just another one. It's like, oh, but Jesus isn't a boot, blah, blah, blah. It's the church. Same thing. It's like these people mean the same thing. It's like,
Yeah,
no,
you
it's
should only,
Well,
you
yeah,
should
it's
only
like
follow Jesus if you want to. That's the whole point of Jesus, right? It's
yeah, I
well,
mean, didn't Jesus say you can pray in a closet and I'll hear you?
well,
Pretty
it's
much,
like
yeah.
whose frame do you want to be living in? Do you want to be living in your frame or your priest's frame? And then comes the question. It's like, have you ever met a priest where you'd want to be living in that guy's frame?
No,
Like
I mean,
if you guys ever saw that movie, Gran Torino, that Clint Eastwood movie,
I
there's-
love that.
there is a
great movie.
fantastic.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, there's a fucking fantastic scene in that movie when this like little like 25-year-old priest is trying to talk down to Clint Eastwood, this old like grizzled Korean War veteran, about like what war is like and stuff like this. And Clint Eastwood just rips into him. He's like, you're 25-year-old virgin who doesn't know shit about life and death, and you hold old ladies' hands and promise them eternity. You know, it's like, yeah, exactly. That's
Eat a dick.
yeah, pretty much. You know, it's like, yeah, you're gonna be telling this fucking guy how to live his life. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, just that entire movie is one giant fuck you. I love it.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
great.
the ending though, it's like am I
Too depressing.
are we
It's so sad. Yeah.
it's like I just loved it. I just what's his dog's name called again? Daisy?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I thought it was really good because it's very accurate of like how racism begins and ends, because like there, you know, a lot of people have these preconceived notions of race. As you guys can see on my Twitter, apparently everyone it becomes racist when they lose arguments or something. But
Oh
like,
yeah, I've seen that. Like what the hell?
it can't to me, racism can't exist in a vacuum. Like I know, like I have friends that are like, and there's even girls I date that are Hispanic that just don't like white girls. They're like, oh, they're so privileged, all that stuff. And then, you know, you see them like a month later, friends hanging out with a white girl. And it's just like, racism doesn't exist in a vacuum. It exists in your head and exists online. But when you go out there, and yes, there's going to be people that kind of have prejudice against you, but no one has the balls to go out and preach racism in real life. They'll get their lives taken away from them. Like, and then once they meet somebody that they like, they forget about their skin color, and they're just like, oh, this dude's pretty cool. You know, this guy's pretty cool regardless of his race. Or you have sex with a girl from another race that you may not like that much, and you're just like, damn, like,
Hawk, this isn't a dare.
that was a massive thing.
But yeah, it's just like I've had, you know, like there were times where I'm like, you know, I'm not into that, and then you know, you hook up with a girl that's from another race or culture or part of the country or whatever, and you're just like, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I used to hate Americans.
The racist community is extremely diverse. So
Yeah, you don't want to be friends with someone that's not at least a little bit racist towards your own race, because it makes it boring. Like, imagine someone being friends with someone that was like, everything about your culture is amazing. I'm like, no, stop.
get the fuck out of here. Stop.
Please make fun of me as a friend. Like, if you're my friend, if I don't know you, I'd be like,
yeah.
You're weird.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
You're my
we all
friend.
know why
I
you're
wanna
here,
get-
man.
Yeah.
I needed.
I
want
want to be. Yeah, I want the
Like a
jokes.
roasting.
I want the jokes. I want the banter. I want people to be like, why are they friends? They sound like they hate each other. But at the end of the day, that's how guys like kind of like become friends.
mean-
We just,
Yeah, I mean, we told you, Misha, or we told you, Chad of Arabia is on holiday, but we all know what's going on in Israel. Like, let's be honest. He ain't no
the
holiday.
pictures are from last year. We know where he's at. He's doing. He's putting those takeoff and flight, but not landing skills.
It's all psyop. He's not out there where he is right now, banging chicks left and right.
I'm gonna run a
Exactly.
reverse image search on those pictures that he's taking. You know, make sure they're real.
Yeah.
Those are all war brides, man.
It's crazy, and then there's the white nationalist stuff. Like, man, I'm all for, like, I kind of like the Hyperboreal kind of like edits and all that stuff, and
Woo!
and the literally me
Tone it
characters.
down.
I love that stuff. That stuff's great. But like, when you see the dorks that like post it on Twitter and you see their profile picture, and it's like this scrawny. I'm like, dude, you didn't even get jacked before you started like this kind of like thinking. Like, do you think if there was some kind of like return that they'd see you and be like, hell yeah, dude, you're part of the club? Yeah, they'd be like, hell no, dude. Like, you can't.
Well, yeah, I
do
mean,
that.
always remember there's a Pareto distribution in all things.
Yeah,
in
what I've been finding
everything,
out.
like even in our spaces, and like we don't need to, point fingers at people and such and name names.
Hey,
but
20% of crime is still committed by white people. Okay, that one might have been a bit too much, but
Hey, Hispanics are the poorest people in America still, I think, after Native Americans. But we're like
Really?
the happiest. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
Nice.
that I could
Oh,
see
but you
that.
see that
Yep.
so many times, like these like the impoverished tribes wherever, and they seem the happiest. Meanwhile, the most thriving societies, antidepressants, alcoholism,
Too much.
drugs.
Life's too easy.
it's
Like, they
because-
don't have anything. Yeah.
everyone's underfucked.
I was gonna say it's almost like
Everyone's underfucked.
We live in a
Yeah.
pandemic of underfucked women.
It's true.
I mean, but that statement makes sense. I mean, even if you look at the most successful people, a lot of them are the most depressed, while the people that might be on the lower classes sometimes end up being happier, and it's because the people in the higher classes are always trying to chase something even bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's never enough for them.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the rest of the norm in society, they get comfortable with what they have, I guess.
I
So,
love my fucking forklift.
yeah.
I love it.
But I would say too is like hyper consumerism. Like, there's no matter what you buy, no matter what you watch, there's always something bigger and better, and you start losing sight of, like, you see this in like what people buy, what people watch, and how they date, and it's just like, even myself, like, I've been times where like I dumped a girl because I'm like, nah, there's something better. And then I realized, like, hey, that girl, obviously I made my decision. I'm not gonna like, look back or anything. But sometimes I'm just like, maybe I am a victim of this like this hyper abundance that we have in America, where we think that everything is disposable, we can replace everything.
Yeah.
But and it affects women too, obviously, but I think it's the hyper consumerism where everything needs, like, we have everything so easy. If you want something, you can order it on your phone in seconds. You have food at your door in like 20 minutes. That kind of like really makes people like depressed to not have anything to struggle for and all that stuff. And then you go to other countries, I saw a video of a guy a passport bro, an older gentleman in the Philippines, right? And he had this long, no. He had this thing where I think he was married, right? And he decided to stay in the Philippines or something. And he's in this parking lot and he orders a water, and something went wrong with his purchase, or the water was hot or something. and he was just frustrated, like, oh, this water is hot. And then his wife's like, what is wrong with you, dude? Like there's families outside, the weather's beautiful, you're with me, we're having a great time, the kids are healthy, I'm healthy, you know, you're healthy, everything's good, and you're mad because your water isn't the right temperature, or you didn't get the, you know, something weird like that. And you know, you got to look inward and realize, like, hey, you know, I have all this abundance, like, am I getting mad because my Bluetooth isn't connecting to my car fast enough? Because that's a sign that, like, you know, something, you have too much, you know.
Sometimes
things don't work.
It's like the girl in the car with the double sunroof.
Oh, yeah.
I am about to pick with America. It's like, girl, you have a more luxurious car than Cappy and I ever had.
Yeah, that's a thing I've always thought about too. I've fallen victim to that too, wanting to have feeling like I want to have more, have something cooler. And then when I think about it, I think this is why I've stopped looking into buying things as much lately, and I started hating seeing like advertisements, even because it's like, hey, you know, you want to buy this, you know, seeing an advertisement now makes me want to buy things less from them. If I want something, then it'll be either from word of mouth or my own personal experience with it without them telling me. And a lot of people, though, these days, they're just driven to wanting more and more, and they'll want that mass consumerism because they're being told by these advertisements to or these companies to consume product. You know?
Yeah. Just watch product, consume next product. Like I look back on things I used to buy, like when I was a kid, like Wizards of the Coast Pokemon cards, and I look at those now, I'm like, those are a total fucking scam. That's why I went back to Japanese.
Yeah. And
real cool.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, it's super chat.
Yeah, no, sorry, Nuke. Keep that in mind. Alex Patino for the $10. Thank you very much. I'm going to make that a habit for the super chat. I go to church as a habit of discipline, but if the church allows ordination of female priests, then, like rumors I've been hearing, then no more Catholic church for me. Do not ask a priest for advice. Meet feminization of the church. It's happening. It's like, have you tried doing the dishes? Have you tried taking out the garbage? Have you tried massaging her feet? No? Then you need to man up. Well, how about no?
Did you ever give a man a foot massage?
I give a good fucking foot massage, Vince.
I'm the foot fucking master.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Why'd he throw him out of a window? X Runner 55, $5.01 above the heartfelt. People will complain that their ice cream is cold. Yeah, pretty much. Or like, you know, like Cappy, that their ice cream isn't even available.
You know, I said this in my, like, the first point of my thread, my dating thread is, you can find a good girl here in the United States. You can find a girl that's absolutely in love with you. That's great. But you might have to settle on certain things. You know, you're not going to get the 10 out of 10 model in all aspects that the, you know, Hyperborea promised you. You know, you're probably going to get, you know, a girl that's, you know, she's not going to be 25. Maybe she's 27, you know, or 28. Or she's not going to be debt free. She's probably going to have $5K in debt. Is $5K a deal breaker for you? Are you going to be running away like, what a piece of shit? She has $5K in debt. No, women don't make good financial decisions all the time, you know, and that's okay.
Hey,
say, hey,
and you know what else? She might have a tattoo.
Yeah, she might have a tattoo on her foot or on her shoulder. Like, okay.
Because I always hear those guys. Yeah, I always hear those dudes. I want a debt-free chick with no tattoos, and I go, you know, I mean, that's your standard.
I always have a hunch that those guys have never met women. It's like, what?
Well,
yeah.
And they're like, well, a girl should, you know, what was the other thing I said? Oh, race. Like, she has to be this race and this thing. I'm like, dude, like, explore, have fun. You're living the best time in history to date other people, because there's really not a lot of prejudice. There really isn't a lot of like people telling you what to do in terms of your dick in real life. In online, yes, but in real life, no. So go out and explore, match with different women from different backgrounds. You'll feel like, holy shit, like I've been missing out on this. And you're going to come and realize that, like, there's women that fit your description that suck, that absolutely suck as people. You don't want to be around them. They're not fun. And there's women that maybe have 15 pounds overweight. There's women that 5K in debt. You know, obviously there is a limit. There is not like you accept women exactly as they are. You have your standard, right? But you know, you're gonna realize that that girl that's 15 pounds overweight or whatever overweight with it, and it has 5K in debt, and you know, maybe isn't Hispanic or Asian or white or whatever you like, has some really good boobs. And she's like really fun to be around, and she cooks for you, and she has genuine burning desire. And here's the coolest part that I found out. I didn't say, I'm not gonna say settled, but I got with a girl that she was Latino Mexican, right? She was a little overweight, but I thought she was very pretty. And you know, she by no means was look like an Instagram model or anything like that. One day we went to the club, or we used to go to the club sometimes, me and her, to have fun, you know, just have a wild night, drink, and you know, act out of pocket. And you would see the girls that are like modifying their bodies, like lips, cheeks, butt, everything. Like you could tell their bodies are completely modified, doing the most, and they're on their phones on the sidelines. No guys asking them to dance, no guys approaching them. And then me and my girl, I told them, hey, let's go dance with those girls. They look so sad, right? And then we danced with them. And I told them, hey, you guys got to get off your phone and stop taking your exes. And she's like, how did you know? And I'm like, it's obvious. And for the rest of the night, a lot of girls will look at you happy with this girl that's not a 9 out of 10, right? But she's like looking at you the way that what's his name? Who's the CEO of Amazon?
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos' wife looks at Leonardo DiCaprio, you know. And you're wondering like,
let's be
and it's
honest
because
here.
you didn't follow prescription. You just said, I like person good to me. I'm going to see this through. So far, so good. But if you listen to the people online, they'll be like, she has a tattoo, or she has a belly button piercing, or she's not Latina, or she's not this, or not white, or whatever. And you're gonna be like, fuck, you could have missed out on like generating a good relationship, you know, because you listen to the internet and not your own, you know, your own intuition, your own, you know, you're a smart guy. You don't need people tell you what to do all the time, you know.
But let's be honest here. The 10 is behavioral. My humble opinion. The 10 is
no,
behavioral.
I think you're right.
Like,
I have my own definition of 10, but it's funny.
I mean, I do too. Yeah. But like, although looks for me go to a 9, and then the rest, the 10 is behavioral. Mm-hmm. It's like that extra point. That's the behavior. My humble opinion.
Yeah, probably right.
Probably. I often am, Hawk. Just saying. Like, who show is this?
Sometimes you say something intelligent.
You know? Can you give us a prescription? Give us more prescriptions, Jack. Please.
Well, I do want to bring this up, though, because, Nuke, you brought up a funny point where it's like all these MGTOW guys and shit like that. It's like, you look at some of those channels and you look at the appearance of those guys, and it might sound shallow, but it's like, no shit, you're having problem with women.
Well,
like, I will not say that everything is looks, but if you look like shit, of course the response is going to be shit. Like, at least take a little bit of care of yourself out of the sheer.
I mean, the other thing too is like, you can just see the way these guys respond to like your tweets and stuff, and the way they talk like to random strangers and such. It's like, all right, pal.
Well,
couldn't possibly be part of your problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Well, and a lot of those guys in the MGTOW communities too. I mean, if you look, a lot of them don't even show what they look like at all in any instance whatsoever, and
Girls
that might be for a reason.
Girls only want a guy with abs. Then get abs. It's not hard.
Do you not have them? Oh, I have them. I doubt it, but okay.
It's like, seriously, girls want a guy with a 6-pack. Then get one. It's like, how hard is this?
Yeah, but they don't even really need it, but they're going to assume that they need it. I'm like, okay, then yeah, go ahead and get one and see if you end up getting a girl with one. And if you don't, then, well, what's your next plan?
But Jack, that requires 10 hours of work per week.
It doesn't even require 10 hours per week. It really doesn't. 3, maybe like 5 at the most, 3 at minimum. And the rest is just do a little bit of walking, watch your diet. It's easy. Deadlifts and squats. There you have your abs. Free advice. I'm all giving this away for free. Instead of moaning and whining and complaining about what women want. What do you want? Don't you want to be fit? Don't you want to look in the mirror and be like, hey, I'd fuck me?
Okay,
that should
Jack,
be-
Jack, that's great, but can you boil that down into 10 rules for me? Because I can't comprehend that without
10
You
rules
need-
for life, please. Can you tell
Yeah.
me what I have to do in the morning? Like make my bed first thing.
I need to be able to buy this book too. You know, I need to write it out in a book and
Okay,
sell it.
wake up, get your coffee, go for a walk, go to the gym, do squats, benches, deadlift, get a minimum amount of protein in, 1.6 grams per kilo of body weight. Eat a dick.
Wait, kilo? Can
Stop
you go to
grilling.
pounds? I like pounds better. It's better for me. Can you just change that to
Yeah, what is
I'll
this?
pound
What is this?
you.
What the fuck is a kilometer, Jack Napier? What the fuck is that?
I mean, I can understand a kilogram is 1,000 grams. But
He
what's
used a
gram? How
kilogram
many
with two
grams?
guys from Texas and Hawks from Michigan, right?
He's from the
Yeah.
forest. He lives in the forest in the trees.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Exactly.
forest and the trees. That hey,
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, America.
Mytho America, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You got to convert, Jack. You're 75% to 1.
No,
There you
no,
go.
like you guys stem from me. Let's be honest here. Well, maybe not Nuke, but like America is like that comes from me. Okay.
Wait,
That
no,
comes
I
from
got a
my
little bit of
people.
Spanish in me. I'm like 33% Spanish.
Yeah, you see,
Yeah.
There's
learn
a-
your heritage.
There were a lot of Dutch in colonial America. It was the
Yeah.
second most common demographic aside
Yeah.
from English. So
Yeah, I mean, let's get this straight here. My people
Yeah.
found it.
I
you
mean,
people.
yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys bringing us over here. You know, it's nice. Very tropical.
uh,
You're
A lot
welcome.
of, lot of sugar cane. Right? And
Yeah, exactly.
We broke Jack. We broke him.
Not yet. You have not brought me to tears yet. Hey,
Yeah.
I can bring Black Pete. No worries. Hey, I can hide behind the fact that that's a cultural tradition here. That was a
But-
thing a couple of years back, so let's not bring that up again.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
And another thing for the people that watch Red Pill content, it's natural for prescriptions to kind of like seep through the content, and that's okay. Like, you're not stupid. You don't like if Rolo says get a vasectomy and you get a vasectomy. The problem is not that you got a vasectomy. The problem is that you have like an IQ problem, I think, or you're autistic, or you have no one in your
Yeah,
life to
no,
like talk
those
to.
are
you
the-
know?
Literally.
yeah, those are the same people who thought Rolo's face hugger was real.
Yes. Oh my
Never-
god.
Never
Taking everything so seriously.
real.
That's definitely an IQ test. That's got to be an IQ test.
Golly, no kidding.
I was
Yeah.
laughing at his tweet earlier this week when you know how Cappy always does those today's office tweets.
Yes.
And Rolo quote tweeted it with some chick he was hiking with whose ass was out. Like, and people were like, "That's degenerate." And that might have been the fastest Rolo tweet I've liked in my entire life. It was hilarious.
here, yeah.
It was funny. And it's like, good for you, man.
Yeah, that was fun to see. And people just going, "Oh yeah, that's not something you should do." Oh well, okay, cool.
Should.
And the crazy
I don't care.
and the crazy thing is, there's these podcasts where it's like should, like most podcasts are should,
Yeah.
should the podcast, and you have the should on this side who suck dick for money, and then the should on this side who say sucking for dick for money is bad, and the us were just like,
Could.
hey, you guys are ready for the new Berserk that's coming out, or you guys want to,
Yeah.
shoot guns, or like we don't give a fuck. We just don't care. We already were past that. That was like 10 years ago for us. Our inner battle was saving the West.
Like,
And
if some chick shows up like, I suck dick for money. Well, did you invest? It's like,
yeah,
That's
if
what-
I'm on a
that's what I'm
podcast with a
wondering.
girl, yeah, I'd be like, well, what animes are you watching? Let's talk about that. I don't care about your dick sucking. Okay, I don't.
like, do you watch anime during or after or before?
Yeah, do you
like?
do you dress as a
Before.
character? Which character gets the most likes? I don't know.
Yeah.
but, like,
What are the most requests you're getting? It's
You watch it before, so it's like foreplay.
like, do you have a
Yeah.
retirement plan that comes with that, or like, is it more of an LLC?
Yeah.
Yeah, there may be a guy that's super red pill that decided to get in a relationship with the OnlyFans girl and shoot content with her, and he's happy and he's getting genuine burning desire. And they're like, I'm a degenerate, she's a degenerate, we're a degenerate couple. She's in my frame. I'm getting all the money, or she's spending all the money on me. I don't give a fuck. And neither side likes that, because the thought side is like, well, that's her money and she's the queen and she's the boss. And then the conservative side was like, well, that's
You should
degenerate
be.
on both their ends. And I'm just like, listen, like, I understand that is a degenerate. I have morals, but like, I can't control them. And I bet if I met them somewhere, they'd probably be really nice to me and very respectful and polite. They'd probably be cool people, as most people are. Most people are decent people, you know, for the most part. So it's like, you can't do this forever. You can't tell people what they should do. You're going to burn out. And you as a person, you cannot just keep taking suggestions from people that don't know you, your background or anything. Even if you have the same background, it may not work for you. So you have to, like Jack said, you need to know what you want. And a lot of times that's the scariest question. And if it takes a year of thinking, you know, hey, what do you want? You know, it's freaking scary. I wanted to live in a city my whole life. My dad said, don't do it. My mom said, don't do it. My brother's like, are you sure? And I did it, and I'm happier. And look where I am now. I actually, you know, and that doesn't mean I'll do it forever, but I'm just like, hey, this is not bad. Like, it's not as bad as you know, Return Twitter used to say, like, the cities are burning and degenerate. I was like, no, people are nice to me. Like, everyone knows me. Everyone knows me by name. I feel safe. Yeah, there's like one bum once a year that falls asleep in front of my apartment once a year or twice a year. But it's just like, you know, is that the real Rolo?
Yeah, it's the man
It's
himself.
real.
We have a celebrity guest in the house. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, so speaking of that, how many vasectomies have you guys gotten this year? I'm on my second one.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
I got it reversed and I got another one.
Yeah, I'm gonna collect a six.
I am one vasectomy away of a free one.
Oh, do you get a
You got
coupon
the
after
punch
that?
like the
little, I was about to say a little punch place. You know, you get
Yeah, I've got a punch
I
card in the nut sack. It's like
I
every
got a-
time I get a vasectomy, we got him.
buy one get one free.
God, you guys just know that fucking tweet is gonna get circulated through Tricon
Oh,
Twitter
my
for
abs.
the next like decade.
God damn it.
I broke Nuke again.
Fuck you. I know that the skin on your balls has a medical name. What is that? Because I need to look that up
Scrotum.
right now.
Scrotum.
No, the skin is called the scrotum.
I don't
the whole
know.
thing was
Right?
scrotum.
Or is that the whole
I'm gonna
thing?
look
I mean,
Oh,
look,
dude, we need to
Hawk,
find this question. Pull
Hawk,
zero,
you
everyone.
know
We
Dick.
find out.
Hawk, you know dicks. What's it
Scrotum.
called?
Yes.
Hawk, you know.
It's called a Napier. Is
Oh,
what it's
funny.
called.
Funny.
So,
Oh, I gotta punch my Napier. My Napier's caught in my zipper.
Need to shave my Napier.
Oh God.
Oh, hold on. Composure, guys. This is a very serious podcast. We like to talk about red pill issues affecting young men, not ball skin.
Yeah, I mean,
Those
we've got the
manscaped-
Godfather himself in here in the
What?
audience.
Yep.
We need to
Scroll
maintain our.
stack.
What is the ball sack skin called?
I already looked
Guys,
that
this
up.
is a
too.
prescription incoming, by the way. We're going to teach you
Look,
how to clean your
Nuke.
ball sack.
Nuke, I hope your girls don't look up your search history.
Well, it's on my
Oh,
phone.
she knows.
It's,
Oh,
What,
yeah.
you don't let your girl check your phone?
Wait.
Wait.
It's called the scrotal wall.
The scroll wall.
So you've
we're
been
hitting the
punching your
wall?
scrotal wall to get the vasectomy.
So that's our wall. That's the men's wall. Then.
Speaking about hitting the wall,
epidermic scrotal.
Dude, there's 4 layers to ball skin. There's 4.
what? How did we get here?
I'm getting flashbacks to like Looney Tunes, like Wile E. Coyote
Wait,
stuff. where he
pull up
does, like, the
Rolo's
scientific name.
like scientific name.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the
Epidermicus. That's a D&D name. That's like if I ever start playing D&D again, that's gonna be
Yeah.
Epidermicus.
I thought Hawk was going to say I'm having flashbacks to like school here.
No, the new the scrotal wall is the name of Rolo's new band.
Oh, God.
that I can see. Yeah, that sounds like a death metal band there.
That's the
We
wall
used
I'd
to
like to hit chicks with. Yeah.
Dude, it's apparently it's
Scrotal
slightly oily. It's generally hairless, containing numerous sebaceous and sweat glands, which assist in testis thermoregulation. So,
How did
wow.
we get here?
I don't know.
Prescriptions, and then we started talking about balls.
Oh yeah, vasectomies. That's how we
Yeah.
get here. But
But,
the whole
yeah.
vasectomy thing as well. It's like, could
So hilarious.
Cappy's been doing this for 10. When did that video
Gosh, I
upload?
want to say
Hawk,
more.
Can you check
Yeah.
that real quick? When was
Yeah.
Cappy's first vasectomy video in that
Oh,
stupid white lodge chair?
it's gotta be like a decade old at this point because Cappy's
Yes.
been doing YouTube for what, like 12 years now or something like that.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
But
Right.
like we've talked about it ad nauseum, but you can see like the amount of people that secretly like subscribe to Rolo's work and listen to it and like borrowed from it. And then the minute he like said that, it was tongue in cheek, right? they lost their minds because again, it's like they want to recruit the red pill on their side because like generally everyone wants to get prescriptions, right? But then once somebody in their group kind of like gives a bad prescription, they all go all against it and they're all mad and crazy. And it's just like, it shows people that people really think that the red pill is about prescriptions and not like, we don't even care what is, we care about what works. You know, if the moon is made out of cheese and thinking that gets you laid, then hell, dude, the moon's made out of cheese.
Hey, look, if you want to bet a whole lot of randos and you don't want to have kids, then the most like, how do you phrase that? The
best option.
Certain method. Thank you. The best option is to get a vasectomy. It's like that's like very easy. It's like, oh, you're telling people to get a vasectomy. You know, I'm just saying that is the best option to do it.
No,
like, hey, you want to be a male?
Yeah, we're just about mental point of origin and more options for men. I mean,
you want to be a millionaire?
That's what it is.
Fastest way to become a millionaire: rob a bank. You're not going to be a millionaire for long. But
prescriptions remove options from inexperienced men or men that are not their own point of origin. That's what it does, right? When you tell a guy you need to deadlift 405 in order to be loved by women, what you're saying is that all these other exercises he could have done, maybe it's better for his back, his physiognomy. I'm not saying 405 is a big number. I think it's a good number, but you know, just an example. You know, oh yes, rolls like that. Six other things.
Sure. This is the internet. We don't read past like the first item.
Dude, I remember the exact moment when I was reading his tweet. I was on a train going across Paris towards Frankfurt, and this cute French girl was sitting next to me, and I was listening to Bronze Age Pervert in my headphones on this train, and I saw that Rolo tweet. It was like, oh shit, this is gonna
show the tweet, right? You showed that was your opener, like.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. Le Twitter?
Dude, Jack spits Riz in all languages in Europe.
Yeah, exactly. That tweet's gonna get circulated for like a decade, man. Every single trad for forever now. It's just like, oh my god.
And like, so Cappy at first doesn't get any attention at all. 10 years later, Rolo does it, get raked over the coals and run up the flagpole, and then Pearl all of a sudden does it and makes even more money on it. It's like,
I want to like Pearl so bad. But the thing is, like, when I see her on interviews, you could tell she's so unprepared. It's just like, come on. Like, it's not even, it's just like, try, like, please try.
The only reason she gets away with what she does is because she's so mid. Like, if she was more like of an attractive chick, she'd get way more, what would you call it? Like, people would be up her ass way more if she was more attractive. That's just my opinion.
I mean, they already are.
I thought she was dating. Come on, this joke.
Well,
up her ass, her dating preference. Come on.
Yeah. Well, nice one, Jack. Nice one.
Oh, come on.
If you'd like, we'll let you try it again.
No, I didn't want to go there fully, you know. But it's never mind.
I think every guy at some point has considered a vasectomy, or a lot of guys would consider a vasectomy. I mean, they didn't go through with it. We're just like, you know, it'd be nice because I could just wouldn't have to worry about it. It'd be nice. You know, I think a lot of guys thought like that at some point, you know.
Well, if you think about it, though, the vasectomy tweet actually said, well, I think we're a little late on it because it said vasectomy in your 20s. So, you you know, we're past that now.
We're too old for vasectomy.
It's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late for us.
It's so over.
Yeah, we hit the wall. We hit the wall. So.
We hit the scrotal wall.
No. Oh, God.
Enough with the scrotum. I learned so much about scrotal. Was it scrotal?
All right. So, you know how the Red Evening intro, the last thing is there goes the monetization. The last bit on the post 01 needs to be Nuke saying, "Stop talking about the scrotal wall."
Stop talking about the scrotal wall.
Oh well. I'm gonna clip that. I've got a couple of ideas. So there's me saying like she doesn't know you. Now we have Nuke like stops talking about the scrotal wall.
What the fuck?
And then we need a couple of others, but we'll get there. We'll make that post 0 opening happen.
Oh shit!
That freaking
guys, guess what?
Thing.
I find out why ball skin gets tight.
Why does it get tight? Why does it get?
Sorry, I'm just. It just caught my eye. There's a muscle called the cremaster muscle, that pulls the testicle towards the body to keep them warm. The human body is beautiful.
Sounds like a Greek god, a
Really
cremaster.
does. Testicles. That's the Greek god.
Well,
Testicles.
I am happy we got Nuke on the path of this new discovery.
Of
That-
balls.
He will
Yeah, screw your
embrace
nuclear
fully,
engineering. He's going to study
and
dicks for a
good
living.
bones.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we are supportive of you, Nuke. We accept you. We are inclusive.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Now we've got like a bi person of color on this panel. Like, how exclusive do we want to be?
Oh,
There's no way we can get canceled, no matter how much we talk about.
We
Right,
got
we-
serious
we-
diversity now.
Wait,
I
what's getting
only
everyone
say there
canceled?
goes, like, there goes the monetization. No. We just found it. We just
Yeah.
found it.
That's it. Yep.
What's getting people canceled right now? Oh, not giving prescriptions, telling people to figure it out themselves. But we'll be here to trade notes when you're done, or when that's crazy.
Well, pretty much. But like Hawk mentioned in the beginning as well, you get a lot of "be like me, it worked for me." But the thing is,
Mhm.
you are not that person. Carl wrote a post about this. You are not Dorian Yates, about guys who were just going to the gym. They just got into lifting, and immediately they started hopping from program to program because this is what Dorian Yates did. This is what Kali Green did. This is what what's his name? Yeah, buddy.
Yeah,
What's
buddy.
his name? Nothing but a peanut. Come on. What's his name?
Oh, Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie Coleman.
Ronnie
Yeah,
Coleman.
buddy.
Yeah, lightweight.
Lightweight.
Like, this is
You
what
got
Ronnie
your test.
Coleman
You
did.
got your D-bowl. You got.
Exactly.
I love that
This is
guy,
what-
man.
Like, this is what Arnold did. It's like, guys, you are none of them. You are none of them. You're not on what they are on, I presume, if you just started out. Like, you're not having their diet. All you need to be focusing on is just lifting. Just lift. Get your goddamn 5x5 program in and do it. Oh yeah, Jay Cutler is a good one as well. Jay Cutler once had a MTV Cribs, and he opened his fridge and he forgot that his steroids were in there. It's like, well, this is my fridge where I keep all my chicken and broccoli. Meanwhile, in the door, it's like all the anabolic steroids. It's like,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
but that's when, with a lot
go
of
ahead.
what's happening now, like guys not having success with girls and blah blah blah, because they've got their head up their ass so much, they even forget to approach. Like,
Yep.
have you ever thought about that? Just approaching. It's like, no, I need to read my copy of the Rational Mail for the 100th time. Like, kind of forgetting something here. You need to go out there and get what you want.
Yeah, you can read all you want and absorb the material, but if you don't actually take action with that material, then you're not doing anything with it. You can memorize the whole freaking book. That doesn't mean jack.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Just for peace sake, I'm on my 100th and one read, Rolo. Don't worry, I'm still reading it. Please don't be
I'm
angry.
at 103.
I didn't mean anything with it.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes the coolest person, the shiniest object in whatever we call this now, they don't really build their brand on the effectiveness of what they offer. They build their brand on flash, and sometimes it's like the quiet, scrappy account or person that or YouTube channel that kind of really speaks to you in a way that you're just like, huh, that makes sense. Why didn't I see it like that? And there, and it's not only with women, it could be like whatever hobby you have. Like there's channels where like I'm trying to learn certain stuff on piano or a song, and I'm like, okay, what do they use or what notes they use? And I'm like, I don't get any of this. But when I go, there's a certain guy on YouTube that he's just like, okay, I'm going to explain this progression. You put your hand here and your finger here, and this is what worked for me. And if it's too hard for you, try 2 fingers and 1 finger. Take this seriously, Jack. This is a prescription.
Yeah.
And here we have the scrotum sack.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, here's the shocker, and
then
here's
here's the
Spider-Man.
cremaster muscle. Cremaster muscle.
Hitting the scrotum wall sounds really painful.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, you got to punch it. If you get a vasectomy, you get a punch every time.
Yep.
Imagine, like,
But like in essence, like if you really need guidance for something, right? There are times in your life where you need to follow a prescription, like, but like for cooking, you're not gonna you're not gonna figure your way into cooking because maybe you're just so bad, but you need to follow recipes but like find one person that jives with you, that understand, like that you understand, that you kind of get, that's mildly entertaining, and then you're gonna be better for it. Not the maybe watching Gordon Ramsay cook is like frustrating to you because he's such a perfectionist and he's so mean or whatever, but watching that weird Japanese sushi chef who could barely speak English make sushi, you're just like, shit.
You want chicken, beef, or pork?
Yeah, I tried to learn how to cook from Gordon Ramsay, and there's some things that, like, he has a video. It's like 50 tips to make kitchen cooking easier or better, or and it was really good stuff. But it was so fast and everything was so fast paced that I had trouble kind of like digesting the information. But when I saw this goofy Japanese sushi chef on YouTube. And he was like really slow. He was making jokes. He's like, "Hey, don't be scared. I like when you cut the sushi, it's gonna feel like it's gonna fall apart. Trust me." And I'm like, "Damn, I'm actually doing this. Like, it's because I chose the right teacher for me." And it may be that like you don't like certain red pill content creators, and instead of attacking them, just ignore them and go to another content creator that makes sense to you. That like maybe it's an age thing. Maybe you don't understand how they speak or what and. You don't have to look at someone with a high follower count, or big tits, and look at them and either be mad or like follow them to the end. You don't have to feel emotional over people online. I saw this video.
I get very emotional over a C cup. It's like
it's true.
But like I saw this video. It's like that Indian guy that like gives prescriptions. Like he's like, it's funny. I think it's called Self-Help Seeing, right? And he says in his Indian voice, like, if you're on the internet and you see a post or something that makes you mad or makes you do something stupid, go home, take your phone and smash it and get a flip phone, because you're not ready for the internet. You're just simply not ready for the internet. That's what I say. Yeah. It's just like, you're on the internet. Yes, everyone. It's as long as you pay, even if you do. As long as you pay a fee, you get to use the internet all day if you want, because most jobs are bullshit these days. You get to use the internet all day. You get to see and share ideas. You get to listen to people, ignore people, block people. You have so much control over your experience on the internet, yet you choose the one guy who's probably saved a couple lives, and because he did a tongue-in-cheek reference to getting a vasectomy to give men more options, right? Tongue-in-cheek. Yeah. Right, it's pretty obvious if you have an IQ above 70 that hey, this is a little extreme. It's probably tongue in cheek, right? And you get mad at that and you retweet that and you make shows and podcasts about that, about how serious and how bad the red pill is, because it's telling men to do what other people are saying, but in reality, it was like, no, it's actually the opposite. We're giving men the most amount of choice, and if you can't handle that, then the internet's not for you. Maybe you should go to Pinterest or something, or go
to Tumblr.
Go back to Facebook.
Yeah, go back to Tumblr. Like I said, like most of this is all good. Yeah. It's all good. Like, what do you want? It's as Rob always asks me, what do you want? That's what it's about. And here we have a couple of guys who also wanted what you wanted, and they wrote down how they did it. It's a strategy. It might work for you, but it's none of this put this bucket on your head kind of crap.
My gosh, yeah.
Speaking of that, Alex Patino for another $10. Thank you very much. There we go. Alex Patino for the $10. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I had to take an ABIC, or Army's Basic Instructor course, and we were taught not to fail recruits the first time, because you, the instructor, might not be the right teacher for that individual. Man, I wish the public education system did that.
Yeah,
I wish they would do that.
Part of me sees that as reasonable. The other part of me says, I don't know, I'm sensing some bullshit here.
The first time, like second time, like shame on what's that again? Fool me once,
shame on me. Fool me twice. Shame on you, shame on me. The fool me twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or as Bush would put it, it's like,
fool me once,
get pulled again.
Well, I like that approach. We have to go. We have been going for over 1.5 hours, which is nice.
Wow.
I always like the longer shows. Yeah, no, it's good when it flows, man. It's good when it
goes
flows.
by quick.
Yeah, it is good when it flows, Jack.
Says the guy who like
Scrotum.
was focused on scrotum for 10 full minutes.
It's an interesting topic, you know. Jesus Christ!
It's
Like,
1
I bet
minute
you
for-
guys were just like, interesting.
1 minute
but,
for
you know,
for
What's
1
the
inch
name
of
of the
scrotal wall.
scrotal wall?
Oh God. Well, now we know when Nuke is gonna start his gay for pay OnlyFans. Look out for that.
yeah, $20. As Cappy would say, $20 is $20.
$20. Hey, everybody, Juan Doe, Alex Patino, Dark Knight Dev, XRunner55. Thank you very much for the super chats. I really appreciate them. Guys, where can people find you?
They can find me on my own channel. Red Hawk Man's Hour is on Thursdays, and if you want to check out, Americana, check out my company, the Old Glory Club.
Okay. Nuke.
I just put my link tree in the chat, guys. I'm on Twitter causing havoc. I pissed off the overweight women this week. So you guys can find me on pretty much every platform. And I'll have a show this Tuesday with Roman. We're gonna talk about his book and just banter a little bit.
He's
back
a great
to
dude.
streaming. Yeah, he's gonna be on my show, and we're gonna get back to a mixture of observations and practical advice. And thanks for having me on, Jack.
Small effort. You're always welcome, man. You know that. You're part of the gang.
Of course.
Gov, where can people find you?
GOV_Megatron on Twitter and Governor Megatron on YouTube. And yeah, you'll see me on these guys' shows until I can get mine up and running again.
Nice.
So yeah.
Cool. As for me, like the video, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below your thoughts of this show, and if you want to support the channel, you can become a member by clicking the join button, and when you do not only get my version of the Book of Puck audiobook for free, you will also get the Gendernomics audiobook bundle for free as well, and we do weekly membership live streams. So if you want to support the channel, I've set myself a goal of 100 members. That's what I want to reach with this channel. Click the join button, support the channel. That is it. Also, if you want to get your fitness in order, get your gym in order, get a good training program, diet plan, form checks, and a private Discord, you can look up the personal accountability program. That's it from us. We'll see you again next week. Cheers. Bye.
Poof.